So according to my recipe, I need 600 ml of water, but here I have 450 ml of water. I'm going to do water replacement with some other fluids, but I'm not adding them now because I want them to be as natural as possible. I will not want to heat them up much, so I'll be adding them later on in the cool down phase. Okay, so now I have only 450 ml, but to this 450 ml I'll be adding my collagen powder. Okay, I'll be adding my collagen powder. It has solidified a little bit, but it is still effective. My collagen powder is 6 grams. Collagen is very heat stable. Okay, it is heat stable up to 300 degrees centigrade. So boiling it will not affect it. So I'm adding 6 grams of collagen to my water phase. Okay, so I'll zero out my scale now. So I'm going to put it in my double boiler now. Okay. So another thing again is this is my xanthan gum. Okay, it will act as a thickener in my body cream. So I'll be mixing it with my glycerin. That is what will help dissolve it. Okay, so the total amount of glycerin I need is, let me check. Everything I calculate everything. Okay, you should not just do things randomly. Okay, my glycerin is part of my humitanks, and I'm going to be using about 10 ml of glycerin. Okay, so this is my glycerin. I've already zeroed out my scale. Sorry for the noise. So they are working in my house and they are busy playing music. Sorry for the noise, please. So but I'll shout so that you hear me. So I'll be putting in my 10 ml of glycerin now. So I'll mix it up. So I'll add more. So but this I added the glycerin just enough to be able to dissolve my xanthan gum before adding it into my water. Okay, into my water phase and then boiling it. I'll add the other ingredients of the water phase later on, as I said. To put it now in my water double boiler method. Okay, so this is it inside my pot. Okay, you can see the water is becoming thicker as my xanthan gum is dissolving. Okay, I'll close it up and then check back later. So I'll start weighing my oil phase now. Okay, so now I'll on my scale and zero it out. Okay, so for my oil phase, my liquid oil, I'm using olive oil, coconut oil, and jojoba oil. Okay, this is my olive oil. Then for my coconut oil, this is my coconut oil infused with lemon. Okay, it has been infused with lemons. So this is my coconut oil infused with lemons. The coconut oil is smelling nice, strongly of lemons. I used a lot of lemons in it. Okay. For next is my jojoba oil. I'll zero out my scale. So I've added my jojoba oil 20 ml. So now we are through with our liquid oils now. So for our solid oils, I'll be adding shea butter. And the shea butter, I'll be adding 100 grams of my shea butter. Okay. Weather is very hot, so even my shea butter is melting on its own. Okay. The weather is very hot. So that's my shea butter, 100 grams. Okay. Next is my cocoa butter. Even my cocoa butter too is soft because of the heat. The heat here is much. Of my cocoa butter. The weather is so hot. You can see my shea butter. See what it has done to. Very, very hot. The weather is very hot. So that's why everything, including my shea butter, my coconut butter, all has melted. So now, the next ingredient I'll be adding in my oil phase is stearic alcohol. So this is my cetyl alcohol. $20 grams. So that's 20 grams of my cetyl alcohol. Then my e-wax. Okay. My e-wax, you can use polar wax if that's what you have. So for my e-wax, I'm putting in 70 grams. I'm making a body butter, so it will be very thick. Okay. So this is all for my oil phase. So I'm going to double boil it too. But meanwhile, let's check and see how our water is faring. So this is the room temperature. Now the room temperature is at 41.3 degrees centigrade. Okay. So we are going to check our product now and see the temperature range. Okay. So you can see our water phase. You can see our water phase and our oil phase. Our oil phase is still melting up. Okay. So I'm going to put the probe into my water phase now and then check and see. So you can see it's 66.9. It will keep on increasing because it's still on fire. So that means I still have to leave it. It's not yet done. You can see even our oil phase has melted. So we are going to check the temperature of our oil phase now. It is high, so we'll bring it down now. So we brought down our oil phase. We allow it to cool down to the right temperature. So now this is our water phase still on fire. So I've brought them all down. So I'm going to add the other ingredients of the water phase that I told you I'll add later on. Okay. So the other ingredient I'll be adding is my coconut milk. So I've added my coconut milk. Then the next ingredient I'll be adding is my aloe vera gel. And aloe vera gel, I'll be adding 50 ml of my aloe vera gel. I'm putting them now to preserve their natural properties. I didn't put them with intense heat, so I'm putting them now because definitely now the temperature has cooled down a bit. But still, it should be within the range at which I'll be able to mix my water and my oil phase together to give me a good emulsion. So I'll zero out my scale. So I'm going to mix again. So this is my water phase now. Okay. Already my water phase is looking beautiful, is it not so? So I'll take the temperature once again of both my water and my oil phase. Okay. So it's within the temperature range. So let me check my oil phase. So this one too is within the temperature range. Okay. So I'll mix the two of them now. And this is where I'll be making my product. Okay, in this clean bowl. So I'll pour in my oil phase first. It's quite hot too. Before I now pour in my water phase gradually while mixing. So from here now I'll go and stick blend. Okay, but before I stick blend, I want to add some extra ingredients inside. This is optional. Okay, this is optional. Okay, I want to put in some acids. Okay, you could put this when your water is boiling. Okay, but I choose not to. Everybody has the way they do things. You could put yours, but me, I'm not putting mine then. So this is my lactic acid. Okay, all these I am going to add now, they are water soluble. Okay, so my lactic acid, I'll be dissolving it with some warm water, just a little bit. It dissolves pretty fast, okay, in my warm water. As you can see, it's already dissolving. You could save off some of the water that you're meant to use your cream for, and then use to dissolve it like this. Okay, so I've poured in my lactic acid. I'll mix it in. You have to do this fast and then go and stick blend, or you could add it to your water phase. Okay, I choose not to add it to my water phase. Next are some powders. So here I have my liquorized powder. Okay, I'll zero out my scale. My liquorized powder. This is 10 grams of my liquorized powder, and liquorized is water soluble. So I'm just dissolving it in some little bit of warm water. Okay, later on I'll be pro-mixing this cream, but because I want to use it with my kids I can't put much whiteness inside. And even this licorice powder, the 10 grams is very small. Truly, it's very small. So it might not even do anything for somebody like me, okay? But because I'm using it with my kids, I'm putting just a very low amount. So it has dissolved. I added it to my body cream. You can see. So I'll go and stick blend and then come back to you. So there will be other things also that I'll be adding to my cool down face, okay? And that includes my honey, okay? My honey is part of my water face, but I didn't put it in my water face, okay? At the cool down phase of your water, okay? For me, I'm putting it now. I like most of my things natural as much as possible. You know, honey is has sugar in it. And sugar crystallizes with heat. So that's why I'm putting it at this stage. Okay. Then another thing that I'll add in my cool down phase is my propylene glycol. So I'll stick blend now. I'll mix it up now. So now another thing I'll be adding is my preservative. I'll be putting in my preservative, okay, and as usual at 1%, and I'm using Otipen, okay. Not the least, I'll be putting in my perfume. I'm using two. I'm using a high note and a low note. I have a video on how to mix a perfume. You can watch it, okay. So I'll be putting 2 of them, my low and high notes, to give it a unique smell. And the perfume, you can put the quantity that's sufficient for you. So finally, the stick blend and our body cream is ready, okay. It smells beautiful, very, very beautiful and mild. For people with sensitive skin, please avoid perfumes. Use essential oils instead, okay? I choose not to use essential oil now. I'll use it later on in my pro-mixing, okay? Which I'll show very soon, okay? So I'll go and stick blend and that's it. This is our cream. I stick blended it since yesterday. Our body butter. You can see how thick it is, okay. This is our body butter. I stick blended it yesterday, as I said earlier on, okay. You can see how thick and luxurious it is.